Utah Senator Mitt Romney is self-isolating because he was exposed to the virus by Senator Rand Paul, so he cannot vote on it. But he certainly knows how we got to this point, and he joins us live this morning. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Good, happy to join you.
Okay, let's talk about the status of this stimulus package. What do you know at this point? Do you think it's going to pass today?
I do think it'll pass today, barring some kind of a surprise. Obviously, for something to make it through Congress, it has to be supported both by Democrats and Republicans. This is not going to be a party line vote, or it'll never make it to the president's desk. So the indication is right now, having spoken with leadership this morning, this thing is going to get done, I think, very, very soon, and it's coming in the nick of time. People need help, and that's what it's designed to do.
Well, do you think this is going to make both parties happy with this, though? Because going into this, actually, both House Democrats and Senate Republicans have been unhappy with what's come out of this. So how much negotiating do you think will take place today to be able to get something done?
Well, I think it's pretty well cooked at this stage, and I think both sides are happy. There may be a few things that have to be ironed out at the end here, but by and large, this is a provision that everybody agrees with. So first of all, this is a provision to help small business, to make sure that small businesses are able to keep their employees and keep paying their rent. So small businesses will be made loans, but those loans will be forgiven if they keep their employees and pay their rent with the funds. Large businesses will also have a facility they can go to get funding to keep their doors open and keep their employees. And then money to individuals, people that are laid off, if they need unemployment insurance, they will be able to maintain their current rate of pay with employment insurance instead of a huge haircut that they normally take. And also, there's going to be a payment of $1,200 per adult, plus another $500 per child that'll go to the households across our state and across the country. So this is a plan designed to keep America working, to help people in tough times, and it's supported by both Republicans and Democrats.
The number one question that I get when I'm out and about is people will ask me, hey, so when is this stimulus money coming to my house? So you talk about that $1,200 per adult, $500 per child. When will people see that?
As soon as the IRS is able to process the checks and get them sent out. A lot of people, by the way, do their relations with the IRS through electronic banking, and those checks, if you will be deposited more quickly than those that come to the mail. But ultimately, this is going to depend on how quickly the IRS is able to do the background check that's required to make sure they got the right names, addresses, and so forth, and get the checks out. And then there are people, for instance, who don't file anything with the IRS, people perhaps who've retired and are on Social Security. They also will get checks. People who are veterans and who may not have filed with the IRS, they'll also get checks. So it'll come out as fast as it possibly can, but I can't give you the exact date, but I'd guess a couple to perhaps 3 weeks.
All right, Senator, yesterday the president kind of signaled that he wants to get the economy back up and going. In fact, he said we don't want the cure to be worse than the problem. So I guess one thing is, do we even need a stimulus package if he's going to move forward with that? And what do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, the package is not just stimulus. It's actually helping people that have had some tough times. Folks have gone out and bought a lot of groceries, bought a lot of goods to prepare for this shutdown, this slowdown, and that needs to be replenished. And so as the economy begins to open up again, we want people to be able to buy again and get the economy going. Yeah, I think, this pause that we're in right now is going to last for weeks, not months. And at the end of that period, we're going to begin ramping up the economy again. We want that to happen as quickly as it possibly can. But I think the president's right when he says we can't just shut down the American economy indefinitely. We have to have a plan to get up and going again. But my expectation is that you're going to find that those that are at highest risk of COVID-19 will remain pretty well sequestered or take more extreme measures than perhaps younger people who don't get as seriously affected by the disease. So people that are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, people who are health compromised, they're probably looking at a longer period of delay.
Well, you're sequestering yourself right now because you came into contact with Senator Rand Paul, who has the disease. Have you shown any signs? Are you starting to worry about this personally?
I'm not showing any signs. I don't have any fever or any of the other signs of the disease. So I'm cautiously optimistic. And I'm told that I got to stay away from others for 14 days. That's what I'm doing. But as you can imagine, with all that's going on in Washington, and by the way, Senator Lee in the same boat, we're both in contact nonstop with our own staff there. and with our colleagues. And I've been in touch with a number of Democrats saying, guys, you guys are nuts for slow walking this. We need to get people the checks that they need as soon as possible.
All right, Senator Mitt Romney, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we appreciate you self-isolating and let us know how everything goes, and we wish you health.
Yeah, stay healthy.
Thanks so much. Very best.